Hey guys, it's your boy CJ and welcome to my gaming vlog. Now guys, in today's quick tutorials, I'm gonna show you how to track your opponent runs so that you can defend it effectively and then stop your opponents from scoring you more goals. If you want to see these tips, stick around, don't go nowhere, and trust me, I will be right back,
the ball
guys.
And lifts it over the keeper. It's a good bit of skill and an excellent goal.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now FIFA 23 has proven to be one of the most difficult games that you could play because you can even track the movement of your opponents, but trust me, they will end up finding spaces in your box and then end up scoring you goals and then winning games. But with these simple tips and tricks, guys, you will be able to stop most of the runs, track them effectively, and then you stop them before your opponents can create goal scoring chances. Now we want to look at some of the mistakes that we kind of commit whilst we're trying to track these spaces. Now look at this scenario, guys. My opponent is trying to make a pass to this player. That is the main player we need to track, but since I moved my defender from his place, it created a space and you could see that he quickly passed to that player. Now once he did that, all I needed to do now is to actually cover the space behind me, because that is where he wants to go to and find Haaland, his striker. But guess what, guys, I did not do that quickly, and the cursor switching was a little bit of a problem. And guys, trust me, I ended up creating that space for him to be able to pass to Erling Haaland. And guys, trust me, once your opponent gets these kind of chances in your box, the chances of them scoring you is very high, because calling a player will be late, and then that ended up in a goal. Now you want to look at this scenario too. You realize that there was a big space behind of me and my opponent was quick to find his player. Now what can we do to correct this or track my opponent's movement? All I needed to do was to continue to run into the space created, just to make it a little bit difficult for him to find Haaland. But guys, it was too late. It was absolutely too late. Guess what? I even tried bringing my goalkeeper out to actually stop his striker from actually scoring the goal, but he ended up scoring the goals anyway. Now you need to understand one or two things. You want to take your time, especially when you want to track your opponent. You need to be very careful. Like in this scenario, guys, you realize my opponent has a chance of passing to any of his players. He has a lot of spaces, but guys, I will not move any of my defenders out, but rather use my center backs, use my center midfielders to do this. But once he passed his player using that long pass, guys, quickly I was able to track that pass and I stopped it from getting into any kind of dangerous position that would have ended up in a goal. You want to actually take your time to see your opponent's move. Once you see the kind of movement, you need to read in between the lines. Like in this movement too, guys, I realize my opponent is trying to reach out for his player that has made the run. That is the player we need to track. Quickly press the right analog stick or shift it to the level where you want your defender to stop your opponent's player that has made a run into the box. And look at this, guys, he had the opportunity to run inside, but quickly I was able to move my other defender and then we're able to stop that attack. Now in this other scenario too, guys, it is all about you being patient. This is where you can go inside more aggressively to stop your opponent. Once you know where your opponent will be turning to, you need to actually move in a little bit quick and then fast, and then add a little bit of aggressiveness to actually stop your opponent from making the move. Now look at this, my opponent is trying to make a quick run. That is a player we need to track. That is the player we need to track. Make sure that you cover all spaces. Do not leave any other of the spaces that you've seen on the pack whilst you're tracking your opponent's player. Cover the spaces with speed. Now look at this, he's looking at this player to pass to that player. We've already tracked that player. We should always keep in mind that you need to track running players, guys, that have made runs into spaces. Do not lose focus on that. When you do that, your opponents will beat you easily and then find spaces in your pole and then score you a lot of goals, and you end up losing the game. Now once he was able to beat my players, guys, I quickly let go of the other one and switch curses so that the other player can actually cover the space that he's left behind. Like you can see now, every part is covered. Now he has no option to pass but to look for the player up there that has made the run. That is the player we need to track. Now what do we need to do? We need to cover that space there, and bam, we're able to stop the opponent from making quick moves into our post. You want to be very careful on the field. Like this one also, guys, you realize that my opponent has the chance to enter into my box, but I've been able to cover the space. He has no space. Now he is going to look for a different player to run into the box. That is the player you need to track. Once we're able to cover all the spaces, he had no opportunity, no spacing chances to pass, and he had to go back. Once he did that, no space, looking out for another player that he will pass that has made a run into the space, and we're able to track that player, and then we stopped that ball from getting into the pole. All right, guys, there's something I want you to understand. Take it easy whilst you are tracking your opponent's players. Do not rush into quick tackling moments. You can create spaces without you even knowing that you've created the spaces, and then your opponent will end up finding those spaces. You want to take your time to actually cover all these spaces before it is too late. All right, guys, this is where I'm gonna end today's tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe and then like the video also, and please, guys, do not also forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to cover every part of the tutorials that you don't understand in the comment section. It is your boy CJ. Be safe out there. I'm out for now. See you in the next one, and bye for now.